Everyone pictures Stegosaurus the same way. Slow, dumb, a plant-eating tank that just stood there. Harmless. The fossil record says otherwise. Buried in a museum collection is a single bone that shows Stegosaurus may have killed an Allosaurus. Not quickly, not in a moment, over weeks. And the wound that did it wasn't an accident. Stegosaurus weighed up to 15,000 pounds, roughly the size of an African elephant. Its tail spikes, swung at full force, generated an impact of over 6,000 pounds. That's comparable to a car collision. You wouldn't survive a direct hit from this animal. But raw force was never the scary part. The scary part was where it aimed. For decades, the popular image of Stegosaurus was almost entirely passive. Plates for display, maybe temperature control. A slow, low-intelligence herbivore that relied on size alone. Even the science reinforced that image. One early paleontologist believed Stegosaurus had a second brain in its hip because of a hollow cavity found there, as if raw size was the only thing keeping it alive, not any real capability to fight back. That myth got debunked decades ago. But the gentle giant reputation never fully went away. Pop culture kept Stegosaurus in the harmless column, right next to Triceratops, a defensive animal, not an offensive one, something you'd expect to run from a fight, not win one. Then paleontologists looked closer at one specific bone. The bone belonged to an Allosaurus, one of the apex predators of the Late Jurassic. Its pelvis had a hole in it, circular, precise, surrounded by a fist-sized abscess where infection had spread through the bone. Paleontologist Robert Bakker identified the only weapon in that ecosystem that could leave a wound shaped exactly like that one, a Stegosaurus tail spike. Not a bite, no tooth marks, no crushing. A single, precise puncture, driven into one of the few places on a predator's body, with no bone plating, no thick hide, no armor of any kind to stop it. The groin, the one spot even an apex predator never learned to protect. And the healing pattern on that bone tells you exactly how this Allosaurus actually died. This wasn't a clean kill. The wound shows remodeled bone, evidence the Allosaurus survived the initial strike. For a while. Bakker's reconstruction is blunt. The Allosaurus didn't die in the fight. It limped away, infected, septic, expelling pus from a wound that never properly closed. Somewhere in the Late Jurassic, one of the most feared predators alive spent its final weeks dying slowly from an injury inflicted by something everyone assumed couldn't fight back. And this wasn't a one-time fluke. A separate Allosaurus specimen, nicknamed Big Al 2, shows suspected puncture wounds on its ribs, consistent with the same weapon. A 2001 study examining Stegosaurus tail spikes found something even more telling. Nearly 1 in 10 specimens examined showed trauma-related damage to the spikes themselves, broken, healed, broken again. That's not the damage pattern of a display structure. That just sat there for show. That's the damage pattern of a weapon that got used, repeatedly, against something that was hitting back. Hard enough, often enough, to leave a permanent record in the bone itself. Which changes what Stegosaurus actually was in its ecosystem. Stegosaurus wasn't passive prey waiting to be picked off. It was a walking deterrent, capable of ending a predator's life, slowly enough that the predator felt every day of it, for however many weeks it had left. The plates likely served more than one purpose too. Some display, some thermoregulation, confirmed by recent thermal imaging analysis. But the tail was unambiguous. A weapon built for one job, aimed with enough precision, that late Jurassic predators had genuine reason to think twice before attacking. And some of them, clearly, learned that lesson the hard way, which raises an uncomfortable question about what this animal is actually worth. Stegosaurus tail strike connecting, defensive posture, predator retreating wounded. In July 2024, a nearly complete Stegosaurus skeleton sold at auction for $44.6 million, the highest price ever paid for a dinosaur fossil. Even extinct, even reduced to bone, this animal commands attention. Picture the living version in a modern encounter. An elephant-sized herbivore, capable of driving a precise, armor-piercing strike into the one place you're least protected, then simply walking away, unbothered, back to eating ferns, while the injury finishes the job. Over the following weeks, with no antibiotics, no treatment, nothing to stop what's already spreading. No modern predator hunts something like that twice. Neither would you. Stegosaurus is still remembered as the slow one, the harmless one, the one good for a museum plaque, and not much much else. One fossilized wound says otherwise. Whether that strike was aimed on purpose or landed there by chance is still argued today. Either way, something died slowly because of it. Like if you'll never call Stegosaurus harmless again. Subscribe to Facts That Ruin. New dark animal documentary every day. Tag someone who thinks Stegosaurus was just a slow tank. Drop your guess. Aimed on purpose or lucky strike.